Well, as you can see, I'm at my home office in Phoenix, Arizona. I just got back from Dallas, Texas. We had a great time in Dallas. What an amazing exorcism Friday night. A woman manifested the spirit Lilith. It was very violent, and you got to see an example of her husband taking authority over the evil spirit in his wife. My thanks to all the wonderful people in Dallas. We had a great time there. I want to talk to you, though, right now about part 2 of this series on King David's demons. I'm raising the question of whether or not King David had demons, and that explains the affair with Bathsheba, the illegitimate child that resulted, and the murder of her husband Uriah. Now, there's another aspect in addition to what I talked about last week, namely the fact that Saul had demons, and he could have passed those demons on to David because of the close bond that they had as David ministered to him through music. But what about King Saul's son Jonathan? 1 Samuel 18:1 tells us that Jonathan's soul was knit with David, and he loved David as he loved his own soul. In fact, verse 3 says they made a covenant together, a soul covenant. So much so that Jonathan gave David his royal sword and his royal clothes. Now we know that Jonathan was affected by his dad's demons. Those demons brought about the death of Saul, as it also happened with Jonathan. 1 Chronicles 10:2 talks about this. He had his dad's demons. And as I pointed out last week, exorcism, deliverance, curse breaking, that sort of thing really wasn't known in the Old Testament. It was a fact, but nobody could really do much about it in the sense that we have authority through Jesus Christ that was not given to them. So if a soul covenant was made, the demons that Saul had that would have passed on to his son Jonathan could easily have passed on to David. Perhaps that does explain why this great man of God was so foolish to commit that act of adultery and then try to cover it up with murder. What a terrible, terrible failure. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23 tells us to guard our souls with all diligence. I think that also means breaking curses and going through deliverance. That's one way to guard your soul. It also says in 1 Corinthians 15 that evil company makes bad habits. So be careful who you hang out with. Be careful whom you form soul bonds with. I wonder, was it the soul bond with Saul and Jonathan that brought David down? Who have you made a soul covenant with? Be careful when you bond yourself with somebody that they are godly, you know their walk with the Lord, and you can truly have fellowship together through Jesus Christ.